Hi everyone, my name is Zoe, and I got kicked out of school. Do you know why? Because I am the smartest. I managed to uncover the ideas of our principal. He is a terrible person who decided to ruin the lives of all school children, just for the sake of his own profit. Do you want to know exactly what he did and why I was his main threat? Then look further. That day, a couple of hours before school ended, I went to the principal's office and noticed something very strange. First of all, a guy he was talking to. I know him. Lately, he's become too prominent, and he has been on TV all the time. He heads a relatively new private school, which is so much praised by the local rich people. The two of them quickly escorted me out, so I went into the room and decided to check something out. First of all, I found the phone number of a private school in our city, went to their website and looked at their ratings. Then, I called them. Hello, is this a private school slid down? Hello, yes, how can I help? I would like to send my child to you. I heard you have a special education system? You are absolutely right. We have the most gifted students in the city. We can give you a tour and tell you more about it. And tell me, is it true that at the last Olympiad, your students took all the prizes? They are our pride. We can make a genius out of any child. Then why are you sinking other schools? Or are you so unsure of your victory? Is this a safety net? I'm sorry, what did you say? Tell your boss I'm not going to let this go. I hung up because I was so angry. I won't say that our school has super prodigies, but many students are very capable, and the fact that we failed the test all to one could only mean one thing. A few minutes later, I ran out of the house, called my friend Lily, and we agreed to meet at the diner. Why did he kick you out of school? I think I understand why we all failed the test, although I am 100% sure that I did everything right. Maybe you should just talk to your mom. Can you be reinstated? Lily, you don't understand. Our principal is messing something up. Yesterday, when I went into his office without knocking, the headmaster of the private school, Mr. Crawley, was sitting in his office. Our principal gave him something in a folder. They stopped abruptly when I entered. I was yelled at and I left, but I noticed a piece of paper on the desk of our director. There was a name on it. Yes, I will see him from afar. You know my vision. Well, you never know what was there. Today, before the test, we were given exactly the same pieces of paper with our names written on it. But the thing is, this is the first time you've all seen these pieces of paper, right? Then why did he have the papers with our names on them on his desk, written in naked handwriting? Are you saying they forged something? To put it bluntly, my friend, they faked our answers, made the wrong ones, and gave them to a private school. And today, 20 minutes after the test, we find out that we all failed, but all the prizes were taken by the school SLID. We were hoping for these tests. This is our starting point for college. We had to go back to the office. It was my theory and a risky business, but I couldn't let us get hurt because of the dastardly actions of our principal. As soon as I passed the test, the director said that I had too many absences in the first half of the year and expelled me just on the basis of that. Isn't that crazy? I didn't play truant. Lily and I waited until evening, and then we broke into the principal's office. He has a habit of not locking his doors. Armed with flashlights, we rummaged through his desk to find the papers I'd mentioned. I think I found them. Damn, someone's coming, hide! Zoe had managed to steal a piece of paper with her name on it, and there were 2 copies. Then the girls turned off their flashlights and hid under the principal's desk. 2 men entered the office and turned on the light. As I promised, the test was conducted. We replaced the answers with the wrong ones. I hope everything went smoothly? Yes, everything went well. No one guessed, however, it was difficult to forge the students' handwriting. But we managed it. The students definitely did not guess. One of the students is sure that she did the test, but I expelled her allegedly for skipping. What did you do? Do you realize that she can guess everything? Are you out of your mind? Exclude the child immediately after the test? Then my phone rang. Damn, Mom called. I turned it off so quickly, but it was a failure. So they wouldn't get us both. I got up right away, motioning for Lily to sit there quietly. The director slid down already on all office, shouted, "Who's here? Get out!" He's just like a hysteric. It's me.
What are you doing here? You broke into the principal's office. Do you have any idea what you've done?
Yes, I've discovered your system. I know everything. My mom's on her way to pick me up because I told her everything. They immediately looked at each other. It was clear from their expressions that they had no plan, but they grabbed my arm and led me out into the street. At this time, Lily called my mother and reported what had happened. Meanwhile, the two of them put me in a car and took me somewhere. This was going to sound cocky, and I was a little nervous, but I was sure they wouldn't do anything to me. They didn't have a plan, and they weren't able to come up with anything good. So, all I could do was just sit there and watch them do what they did. On the way, the headmaster said I shouldn't have gone into all of this, but then real panic began to creep in. He shouted that he should never have contacted him at all, that now they would be put in jail because of his carelessness and stupidity, and I sat and watched them. After all, if I hadn't been expelled, I probably wouldn't have dug into all this. Our car turned the corner at high speed. I didn't know exactly where we were going, and I don't think my director knew either. Suddenly, we heard the sound of a siren. The police were chasing us. Billy started shouting at him to stop the car. He was very nervous. He didn't want any more trouble. Eventually, we came to a dead end, and they were both arrested. The police shouted,
"Stop! It's the police! Get out of the car with your hands up! Now!"
The two principals slowly got out of the car and put their hands on the hood. They were immediately pinned down and handcuffed. Zoe followed and was immediately taken to the police station. I met my mother there too. Lily ran out of the school and immediately ran to the police. It was there that the whole system was revealed. Our principal was given a good bribe to ensure that we, the students, 100% failed the tests, and the students of the school SLID remained the best. It wasn't a good plan, and it wasn't well thought out, but on the other hand, there was one thorn in our school, and that was me.
"Oh my God, baby, why didn't you tell me everything right away? You were in danger!"
"It's okay, Mom, I had my backup." As the principal was being led down the corridor in handcuffs, he looked at me askance and said,
"You're too smart for this school."
"And you are too weak for the post of principal." Billy also paid for his freedom. They were also charged with child abduction, although I don't think they really wanted to kidnap me. They were just confused. More than a month has passed since that day. Our real results turned out to be good. I got the highest score, which is not true of the students of the School of SLID. Only rich and competent study there. What will happen to them? We don't know yet, and it doesn't matter. The main thing is that the road to college is now secured for us.
Hi, I'm Christian. Many people know me as Chris. I'm an active blogger. My passion is to reveal other people's mysteries and secrets. It's like being a detective, but I hire myself. Once I even managed to stop the stealing of money at school, all thanks to my instinct and observation. But I could not have imagined that I could have no less terrible things going on under my own nose. And especially since my own sister was involved in it. So as I said, I am a very active blogger. This is the kind of hobby I chose for myself when I was very young. I was always attracted to technology. These amazing lenses on camera lenses looked better than any jewelry. Anyway, on my 6th birthday, I asked my parents for a camera. They bought me the cheapest one. They weren't sure it wouldn't break in a week. But I began not only to shoot the first videos, but every time I tried to fix my instrument myself. Over time, all my videos acquired an interesting plot. In parallel, I learned to comment on them with voiceover text. Then I discovered editing, and videos became full-fledged humorous. Sometimes there was a little drama, and then I got involved in investigations. I remember the first time I found Aunt Manny's cat on my own. She was so sad that her pet had been gone for a week. Unexpectedly, I wanted to help her. But since I never parted with my camera, I took everything on video. My aunt's cat was an expensive thoroughbred, and I immediately assumed that it might have been stolen. And I remembered that on that day of its disappearance, I had seen a very suspicious ice cream van on our street. The van stayed on the street for several hours, but did not open and did not sell any sweets, and suddenly left. We had this van again and again. I wrote down the license plates, took a video of the car, And after almost an hour of standing still, I saw people in ice cream uniforms dragging a refrigerator into the car. And all would be nothing, only when I followed them on my moped. I saw that they were unloading stolen cats from there. Everything was caught on my camera. Then I came to the station. So they caught these novice thieves, and I brought Aunt Manny's cat home. After such excitement and adrenaline, I decided to combine two now favorite cases into one, the investigation of a blogger. All the footage I edited and uploaded to the network. The views were very enviable. So, not so long ago, I bought a new camera. I'd been dreaming about it for months because it had a cool night vision function. Naturally, I decided to test it that night and installed it on my computer table in my room during the day. Suddenly, my own sister, Peggy, knocked on my door. I saw that she was holding a blanket and a pillow. "Oh no, don't tell me Mom and Dad are fighting again," I said. Peg nodded. "Damn it, come on in," I told her. When our parents quarrel, my mother throws my father to sleep in the hall, and there he does not like because the sofa is not comfortable. In my room, I categorically did not let him in because he liked to touch my cameras and confuse the settings. So he used to take my sister's room, and she would come and sleep with me. During these moments, I slept on the floor, politely lending my bed to Peggy. Anyway, we went to bed and forgot to turn off the camera. When I woke up the next morning, Peggy was gone, and I washed and dressed and remembered the camera. Damn, I forgot to turn it off. Well, let's look at the quality of the image, I said to myself, and began to view the video on my computer. What a picture! The quality is excellent. I was happy and was about to turn it off, but I saw something strange. Peggy corresponded with someone on the phone for a long time, and then got out of bed and went to the window. She stood there for a while and then lay back down. What the hell? Maybe she was ill and decided to get some fresh air, I thought. Then the spirit of Sherlock awoke in me, and I decided to follow her tonight. Fortunately, my mom and dad still haven't spoken, which means my sister will be spending the night with me again. I also set up a camera before going to bed and pretended to be asleep. At about 3 o'clock, Peg got out of bed again and went to the window. I was looking in her direction, but I could not see what was happening on the floor. The bed was blocking everything. She stood there as if waiting for something, and then lay down again as if nothing had happened. In the morning, when she left, I quickly watched the video, but the picture was almost exactly the same. Incomprehensible. She got up, went to the window, and then lay down again. A couple of days later, our parents made up and Peggy went back to her room. I was very curious and tried to ask her very carefully if she was sleepwalking, because I could hear her walking around the room in my sleep. But Peggy just laughed in my face and told me that my blog was making me crazy. So I decided to set up my camera in her room. There was a closet right next to the window, and I hid the camera upstairs among the toys while she wasn't looking. When I looked at the recording, I saw that at the same time my sister came to the window, only from this angle I could now see some person on the street. He was hooded and masked. They did not speak. She silently approached. He gave her something and left, and she went back to bed. I decided to examine her bedroom and waited until she went to the shower. And I went to the window, but there was nothing there. Then I searched the bed and found a pocket in the mattress. I rummaged there and found some strange bundles. There were 10 of them. I opened one of them and was just blown away. "Christian!" she screamed. From fright, I dropped the package on the floor and some white pills scattered on the floor. Peggy scrambled to collect them, slamming the door behind her. I stood there like a post and did not understand what kind of medicines they were. My sister turned purple with either anger or shame. I didn't dare ask her what she was hiding from her family, but she started talking. "Christian, don't tell Mom and Dad. I promise I'll be done with this soon. It's just a good income. Much more than parents give. Do you want me to share it with you?" She was talking fast, and I couldn't believe that my sister was a drug dealer. I didn't even want to know anything about it, because if they caught her, they would question me, and I didn't want to tell them anything about her. But I couldn't pretend that nothing was happening either. I looked at her and said I had to tell Mom and Dad. She begged me not to do it. "Do you understand that you will have huge problems later? You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. She nodded her head. "But I didn't like it, I swear to you," she said, and began to cry. At that moment, Mother came into the room, and Peggy jerked her hands back with the bundles. My mother noticed this and asked what she was hiding there and why she was crying. This was a crucial moment. I was tossing around inside myself, not knowing what to do. "I'm sorry, it's for your good," I said to my sister, and I told my mother. Peggy was sobbing at the top of her voice and shouting that she was sorry and wouldn't do it again. My mother was in shock. In general, it was a big fight in the family, very big and serious. But that's another story. Click I liked it and subscribe to this channel. There are a lot of other cool stories here.